Intros were the reason I stopped making YouTube videos in the first place. I just could not get the intros right, so I'm saying screw it. Let's get right into some more America's Next Top Model. Alright, so I watched a few episodes yesterday, and I swear to God, I only watched 2 episodes, and I wrote down all the different, the sections that I wanted to get into and show you. Now, again, the whole episodes of these shows are problematic. The whole episode is. So it's really hard for me to find perfect clips to encapsulate what's going on. I mean, obviously, my channel's really small, so it doesn't really matter what I show, but at the same time, I don't want to have people, I don't want Tyra coming for me. And, I think, man, there's so many. You can't see because, yeah. Oh, can we talk about the kind of creepy photographers? I spoke about it in my last video. The photographer being a dick to the 18-year-old. But like this guy is like on another level. Cue the clip.
Right there, okay, good. Almost like a bird. You've just popped out of an egg. That's it. Nice.
Almost like a baby bird. You just popped out of an egg. What? Oh, shit.
The thing about Ebony is her skin. I mean, you can fake it a little bit with retouching, but retouching's expensive.
Retouching is expensive, guys. Retouching is so expensive. Can you believe it? Like, it's gonna cost so much money to retouch. It's almost like most images aren't retouched already. Like, I don't know. What? They retouch skin that's perfect anyways. They just do it. Like, what the fudge? Now, as someone that is a photographer sometimes, well, I used to be a photographer, I am, I don't know. As someone who has taken pictures of people before, and watching these photographers, it is a little cringy, and maybe they don't know what they're saying, but at the same time, like, the directions are super weird. The next one I wanted to bring up was the just bizarre nature of the commercials that they do on the show. I don't know if it was the 2000s in general, but the commercials are just so bizarre. Like, what are you selling?
And fresh color is only for your eyes. One line was a little bit hard for me. I could not get the line down. I kept on saying, and fresh color is only for your eyes. And fresh color is...
I mean, can we really blame her for messing up the lines? Because the line is so stupid, it makes no sense. It's like, these aren't English words, and it's not an English sentence. Like, what the hell? I don't know. I don't blame her for messing up the lines, because what is going on in this? On a completely separate note, I've been watching a lot of Survivor. I love Survivor so much. Let me know if you like Survivor too. But I love it so much. My point is that I've watched so much Survivor that you get to know how the editing... You get to know that editing is everything in a show like this. So the way they put the show together is... And the editors are almost... They are the ones telling the story and making it more dramatic and making it, just more, like, watchable, I guess. And in this one, the editing is it's so obvious that they take, future clips and put it in an episode that's like in episode 2, but they take clips from further on in the show and they put it to fit the narrative in the episode that you're watching. And so it's really interesting because there's a picture, or there's a confessional with Elise, and she has like the spiky pixie, her makeover haircut, but you see that in the first episode of the show, and it's like she had the makeover days or maybe even a week further on in the show, but they made it look like she said that in the beginning. And that's always something to keep in mind when it comes to these reality shows, is that the editors have so much power when it comes to the narrative, and that is what they're doing. It may be reality, but they are still telling a story. And you can even hear, if you close your eyes and you listen to the show, you can hear the audio being chopped up and made to fit what they want to say. And it's almost kind of, it's kind of robotic how they speak. It's kind of like Siri or whatever. Even Siri speaks smoother than these edited sequences. So that's always something to keep in mind. Sometimes they replace like a name. It's like, oh, Sophie is bad. Or like she could have said Sophie is my best friend, but they replaced best friend with something negative or anything really. They could say Sophie farted so hard. I don't know, whatever. That's the point I'm trying to make, is that they're like slicing and dicing every single clip, and nothing is, it doesn't seem to be that one sequence that's how it happened, so yeah.
That's your decision, but you realize you could be putting someone else ahead of you. You could just be cut this week.
Well, if I'm cut this week because of this, and that's silly.
So then it's silly, and you go back home and you do what? Work at Burger King?
You know what? Okay, no, I'm not going.
That is just not the way to motivate someone, especially really young people. You're just gonna, all it does is it elicits this defensive response, and they're gonna push away even harder. Like, they don't understand what's going on. Like, you need to be a little bit more. Now, again, I'm like speaking as if this isn't a reality show, but at the same time, this is a real person. Like, she doesn't understand. I just can't believe that someone would talk to another person this way. It's really sad, because that's probably just playing into insecurities, and maybe that's exactly what he wanted. But I mean, holy shit. I mean, why don't you just go back to Burger King? Why don't you go? Who cares, man? You can work at Burger King. There's nothing wrong with that. Also, I'm really sorry. I've been struggling with this webcam forever, and I keep messing with it, and this is the best it's gonna get, unfortunately. And you know what? I can't be asked anymore. I can't be asked. So this is as good as it's gonna get for now.
Looks like you landed from another planet because you have so much teeth. The teeth thing, you gotta kind of really work on that breaking into the big grin thing.
A little bit better, Janice.
Yeah, I agree. There's so many teeth in her mouth. I mean, it's like, maybe she should have a few removed.
Good news, everybody. The only thing wrong with you is you have too many teeth in your mouth. Why don't you just pull a few out? Easy peasy. I know Janice is supposed to be this like edgy judge who says and does the wrong things all the time, but like, is there a line? Is there a line, everyone? Is she joking? Does it matter if she's joking? I don't know. It's still messed up to say. You were the one, or Tyra was in the beginning of the show, saying they're looking for people from all different looks. Now, granted, Tyra does say that she just needs to work on how she smiles more, but like, how can you let someone like this, how can you have, I get reality TV, it's like eating my brain, but it's like, okay, what is, when are you pushing the line of having an opposite opinion to having someone break people down? Like, where is the line? I don't know. I think this is stepping over it a little bit too much. Like, she was born that way. The like judging panels at the end after they've given their critique to the models are always the hardest for me to watch, because it's just brutal. And I said this before in my previous video about this. It's so harsh, and I get it's the modeling industry. I get it. But at the same time, like, why not use this opportunity to help people in a different way? Like, instead of, like Jay saying, oh, go back and work at Burger King, why don't you just take her aside and be like, you need to realize that this is serious, and instead of tearing her down, why not find a way to build her up in a better way? I guess Tyra's mission is to break people down before the modeling industry or before the public can do it, and in that way is helping them in some way. But I have seen a lot of YouTube videos saying that models coming out of the show have been really traumatized and, not the same since they've done the show. And I don't know what... Yeah, it doesn't feel good to know that these people didn't have the best experience. It doesn't feel right. Anyways, this is the end of this video. I don't know what it is. I'm just enjoying rewatching the show and showing you some clips here and there. It hurts my soul to say this, but like this video. It hurts to say that. If you liked it, if you don't, it doesn't matter, I guess. But yeah, have a good one. Bye.